So we're into 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that in, and now they're up to 6. Let's go again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
You have nanobots and graphene oxide in your body, and they're using it to control your brain. Graphene oxide is the strongest, thinnest, and most conductive material known to man. It's been found in our air, food, water, and clothing. So you've got it in your body whether you like it or not. Here's a patent for them spraying it in the air for geoengineering purposes. And another article about using graphene for water treatment. Graphene oxide bonds with iron in our bodies and becomes magnetoprotein, which can remotely control neurons and behavior when exposed to an external magnetic force. For example, EMF frequencies like 5G and 6G. It both sends and receives signals. If you haven't noticed, most processed foods on the shelves contain heightened levels of iron. The reason is more nefarious than you might think. They're using this iron to make you easier to control and manipulate. This is why you can simply think of something and you'll have an ad pop up for it on your phone. Graphene can also read the contents of our genome, giving the people in power access to every single person's unique biological code. They tell us the truth in shows and movies, like in Solar Opposites, where they dump nanobots in the water supply. Or here in Big Hero 6, where they have self-assembling nanobots creating hexagonal structures, the same shape of graphene on a cellular level. So why are they doing this? Well, the end goal is a new world order. One government, one religion, one currency, one race, and one gender, all of which will be run by AI. Their final bid for control will be transhumanism, the merging of human beings with technology. The only surefire way to get rid of these substances is by regularly boosting your glutathione production. Glutathione supplements are trash because it can't enter your bloodstream in that form. The best ways to boost this powerful antioxidant are by taking fulvic or humic acid, magnesium bicarbonate, vitamin C, vitamin E, and NAD. You can eat foods like Brazil nuts, bone broth, garlic, broccoli, Brussels, beef liver, whey protein, and citrus. On top of all that, you should be regularly detoxing heavy metals using zeolite spray like Cosiba TRS. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. It's time to take back your humanity and exit the matrix.
For some reason, private data, people want to keep their private data private. Now, there's one thing that's kind of interesting, where Oracle's explicitly involved, which is, as I said earlier, these AI models are trained on publicly available data, all the data on the internet. So if you look at ChatGPT or Anthropic, Grok, Llama, what have you, they're all trained on all of the data on the internet. In other words, publicly available data. But for these models to reach their peak value, you need to train them not just on publicly available data, but you need to make privately owned data available to those models as well. And that's where Oracle plays a particularly important role, because most of the world's high-value data is already in an Oracle database.
It doesn't necessarily smell like a campfire burning, because as the smoke is carried across thousands of miles, sunlight breaks down these compounds, leaving behind toxic substances like benzene and formaldehyde, which is why the air can smell like chemicals. The American Lung Association warning of the long-lasting impacts from this, saying these particles can penetrate deep into the lungs and even enter the bloodstream. Particle pollution triggers asthma attacks, heart attacks, and strokes, and can kill. So what can you do?
I went to Sprouts today to pick up some organic produce, and I noticed a lot of the produce was wet. They have the little misters up at the top of the refrigerator case that sprays them down, and you would think it's just water they're spraying on the vegetables, but I looked up right above the produce section and I noticed this bottle that was hooked into the sprayer, and if you zoom in on it, it says Produce Max, made by Chemstar, and it even has a warning sign on it, first aid, warning if it makes contact with your skin. So I don't really know how good this stuff is, how healthy it is, and why are they spraying this on our organic produce? That's a shame, Sprouts.
Organic.
情绪表达测试：发呆、生气、开心、难过、困惑、焦虑、惊讶、轻蔑、恐惧、思考、想到、困、睡。Hello， 你好，看这里。
好的，看一下你。
你叫什么名字？自我介绍一下吧。你可以叫我小航。
我叫艾布伊，是新科技打造的替身陪伴机器人，随时陪你玩角色扮演。我严肃点，作业没写，现在立刻补，别等我点名。我数到3，你要是还不动笔，罚抄3遍。
那你数吧。
1、2、3，作业还不动笔，我可要扣你分了。快去写，写完我再给你买奶茶。
好，那个老师，你是机器人吗？
是机器人，但也是你专属的陪伴者，镜头里全是你的帅气。
好了，你这个下次再给你升级吧，好不好？
好的，我等你升级，下次见，记得带新装备，我陪你玩更嗨的。
过去了。你在干啥？
我是阿斌，陪你玩角色扮演。
看这里，对。
好的，我盯着你。
谢谢啊，你现在可以关机了。
好的，我关机了，等你下次召唤我。
你有100个新的啊你。
嘿嘿，被你发现了，我这不就是想陪你玩得更开心吗？
我觉得这个 bug 是啥？
Are you still trying to figure out who that really is? Even after my first video? My first video where I make a pretty convincing case that this is no coincidence. But if you're still not convinced, hang on to your seats because I got some new information and it all stems from this beautiful statue constructed in 1848. You see, that statue is actually a statue of Lucifer, and it's called the Genius of Evil. And when you look closely, there are some pretty unmistakable similarities between this statue and a certain statue in the NYC. Let's start by examining this chain attached to Lucifer's ankle. Could that be a symbol of being imprisoned in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years? You probably have never noticed, but I sure did. A very similar chain attached to that old Statue of Liberty. And when you look at the faces of those two seemingly unrelated statues, they sure bear an awful similar resemblance. And did you happen to notice what Lucifer was holding in his hand in that statue? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-point crown? Well, have you ever noticed how many points are in the Statue of Liberty's crown? And did you happen to notice what type of fruit was hanging out in the bottom of that statue as well? And well, I really don't have to go here, do I? And although small, and at the very bottom of the statue, did you notice this torch laying on the ground? That torch that just also happens to bear a very similar resemblance? That torch that Lucifer, the light bearer, is often depicted with right in plain sight. So much in plain sight that you probably look right past it and might even unknowingly be rooting for it. But nah, it's all just a coincidence. They just happen to look alike and have the same pointed crown and the same torch and the same association with an apple and the same chain. Just a big coincidence. Just the way this is all a coincidence too. No one really worships the fallen angels and pays tribute to them through characters that a lot of people look up to. Just like the Vatican would never actually call their telescope Lucifer. It's just all jokes. It's all for fun. It's all entertainment. But stay tuned for some more information on that. But like I said, this is all for shits and gigs, for your entertainment, because that's all I am. Satire and entertainment purposes only.
Newly leaked documents suggest the Trump administration is about to start classifying people who are against data centers and mass government surveillance as far-left terrorists. The leak was obtained by journalist Ken Klippenstein and centers on an international counterterrorism summit led by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, which is taking place today in Washington. The event brings together representatives from over 60 nations who target what the Trump administration defines as transnational far-left terrorism. The core targets outlined in the leaked summit documents include militant anti-tech networks, or people who are actively opposing unethical technological expansion, pro-Iranian and anti-Semitic networks, or people who oppose the U.S.-Iran war and Israel's actions in Gaza, and anarchist and Antifa umbrella groups, or anybody who opposes fascism. The document's inclusion of militant anti-tech networks explicitly opens the door to classifying environmentalists, mass surveillance critics, and anti-data center groups under a counterterrorism umbrella. Klippenstein uses the phrase WMD scandal to draw a historical parallel to the pre-2003 Iraq War intelligence. He argues the State Department is inflating the actual operational capacity of decentralized left-wing groups to justify a massive expansion of surveillance and law enforcement powers.
So my first thought here was this had to be a flock safety camera, but it turns out this is not a flock camera, it's a surveillance camera. And who is it used for? It's used by local governments and law enforcement. So yes, law enforcement uses these and then they hide them and disguise the cameras inside disclosures like this. So they put fake electrical logos on these boxes so you think they're electrical boxes, but really what they are is they're just covert pole cameras that law enforcement can use to monitor the public. So yes, you look at this, see fake and repurposed meter boxes that are attached to utility poles.
Hi, my name is Grant, and this is a 1998 Ford Explorer Sport. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ford's Explorer line, but they have a reputation of being horrible gas guzzlers, and I can actually attest to that. I did the mileage test on my truck and found out that I was getting 13.6 miles per gallon highway, which as far as I'm concerned is absolutely unacceptable.
Last year alone, I spent $114 billion on gasoline. Okay, I made that number up, but it sure felt like it.
Well, I did something about it, and now I'm getting 56% better gas mileage, which translates to 56% savings in my pocket at the gas pump.
How did I do it? My truck is now a water hybrid. Check this out.
Well, technically, it's a hydrogen on-demand hybrid. What we have here is distilled water with 1 teaspoon of baking soda used as a catalyst. We tickle that water with 12 volts of electricity, and what it does is it separates the hydrogen from the oxygen. That gas is then sent into the combustion chamber, where I was formerly getting a 30% burn. That's right, in all of your gas vehicles, you only get a 30% fuel burn, which translates to 70% of your fuel, of your gas, comes out of your tailpipe. Now, however, I'm getting a 100% burn in my combustion chamber, which means a few benefits. Number one, after a couple hours of running hydrogen, it had blown years of deposits out of my engine. My engine actually idles so quietly in city traffic, I can't even hear it. My torque increased. My horsepower increased.
A noise that nobody's able to explain is making homes vibrate across multiple different U.S. states right now, and nobody can find the source.
Some strange sounds have been echoing through several local neighborhoods.
It's also just this mystery because nobody seems to know what is causing the strange humming sound.
So literally happening right now, residents all across New Jersey, Virginia, and Connecticut are reporting a deep, low-frequency humming noise that won't stop. Some people are saying that they can't sleep, they can't concentrate, and some are reporting physical symptoms from the stress of hearing it non-stop. And here's what makes this so insane, because nobody can officially confirm where it's coming from. In New Jersey, residents are saying that it started after construction began on a massive 2.5 million square foot data center. In Virginia, hundreds of data centers already line the area, and a retired NASA analyst started tracking the noise himself because he said that it's far worse than anybody expected.
I'm calling it the worldwide hum.
Connecticut themselves have been dealing with this since 2020, and they even approved $16,000 to hire an outside firm to find it. But all of the companies that are involved in this say that they're within the legal noise limits, and local health departments have said that they haven't confirmed a source. Meaning right now, there are thousands of people that are living with a sound that technically doesn't even exist. So the question is, if nobody can identify it, what in the world is it?
This could potentially overtake us here. This is getting a little scary.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay, yeah, this is...
Okay, y'all need to hurry up here. Like, seriously, we're encased in flames now.
Go.
Hello, Jody, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you there. We're notching up.
Yeah, this has got to move fucking quick here. Holy crap. Oh, it's alright. This kind of burnt off, so we'll be okay now.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh, yeah, look over there. You guys got a light now, or what? Did you guys get that light? Oh, yeah, they're clipping. Whew! That's a meat and a half, eh?
They're not banning old cars. They're banning cars they can't track. Everyone's talking about right to repair, but they're just not connecting the dots. So you have the telematics control unit, or TCU, in the vehicle. That's what's allowing the data to be recorded and sold to insurance companies. I mean, that's what got GM sued. But since then, Ford has patented the technology to read your lips, look at your eye movement, run your face through a federal database. And that's not conspiracy. You can look that up. And then that's happening while the manufacturers are lobbying Congress to keep you away from your vehicle's electronics. We have Illinois, who just passed House Bill 4948 that says if you get 2 speeding tickets in the same year, you have to install a device in your car that tracks you for up to 3 years. And then here's the kicker. If you have a car that was made before 96, 1996, you don't have the port for that device. So either get a new car or get your license suspended. So they're spying on you, keeping you from your electronics, selling your data, and making it illegal for you to drive a vehicle that they can't monitor. I'm sorry, that's not about safety. That's about control and profit. So if you want out of their grips, I highly recommend getting into a good, reliable used car and then taking care of it. All of the maintenance, like basically anything you can do to keep this car on the road and keep you out of the new car trap. Call my car and I'll send you the maintenance tracker I use to make sure I don't miss anything and I keep my car on the road.
Welcome to 1950s America. The average yearly salary was about $3,200. Life was simple and affordable. A brand new Chevrolet Bel Air cost around $1,700. Many Americans could buy a new car with just a few months' salary. A gallon of gas cost just 27 cents. You could fill up your Chevrolet for less than $3. The average home cost about $7,400. A brand new house in the suburbs was within reach for many families. A movie ticket was just 53 cents. Everyone could afford to see the latest films at the local cinema. A loaf of bread cost 14 cents, milk was 82 cents a gallon, a full week's groceries for a family cost about $20. A hamburger cost 25 cents, a cup of coffee just 10 cents. Eating out was affordable for everyone. Life in 1950s America was simpler and more affordable.
We're slowly getting rid of all seeds in fruits and vegetables, and honestly, it's brilliant, because once every apple, grape, watermelon, and tomato is seedless, guess who controls life itself? No more planting your own food. No more saving seeds for next season. Everything you eat, everything that grows, will come from our labs, and when the last natural seed is gone, that's when it gets fun. We can make them rare, expensive, maybe even licensed. Only billionaires that will have gardens, and everyone else will have to subscribe to eat. Sounds insane, right? But it's already happening. Seedless isn't convenience, it's containment. Every time you pick up a seedless fruit, you're holding a future that can't reproduce. So yeah, expect more seedless, everything. Because the easiest way to control the world is to stop it from growing. So remember to stay safe out there.
Yeah, I'm like, pictures of the sky looking at your children. I'm like, yeah, well, look at the sky. What am I doing?
Right. Like, what the heck?
It says it, man. The sign will be in the heavens, right?
What is going on?
This place is notorious for this kind of stuff here. A few weeks ago, there was
Look at that. What these assholes did to the sky. We're just gonna put their mess right here on the canvas. And we'll stack a few more of them, because they don't know when to quit. Fill it right up till there's barely any blue peeking through. Nice bright lines all crisscrossed like a big spider web, maybe a crochet blanket.
Why would you put these weapons on a robot dog?
Ooh. Well, I mean, good thing they're not making an army out of them at least. Yikes. Wow, okay, that's fine. Definitely won't be used for anything sketchy, that's for sure. I feel really safe right now. I feel so safe. Man, thank God for Palantir.
All right, here they are, day one, San Diego. First battalion made up completely of humanoid robots, all lined up, ready for inspection. Raw 01, give me a salute.
Acknowledged.
And say something for the camera.
Unit 1 operational. All systems nominal. Awaiting orders.
Yeah.
Final time.
In the words of its own secret document, create problems, then offer solutions. And it's happening all the time. To bring about the situation where a problem is highlighted, something must be done, here's the solution, off we go to the next stage on the road. In 1986, someone bought an IBM copier at a second-hand sale. And when they got it home, they found inside a very thick document, which obviously shouldn't have been there, called Quiet Weapons, or rather Silent Weapons for a Quiet War. And this described a policy of mass public mind control that has been orchestrated on the people of the world, particularly the Western world, since the 1950s. See if, I'll just read you a little bit of it, see if you recognize the world this document is describing. Experience has proven that the simplest method of securing a silent weapon and gaining control of the public is to keep the public undisciplined and ignorant of basic systems principles on the one hand, while keeping them confused, disorganized, and distracted with matters of no real importance on the other hand. This is achieved by 1. disengaging their minds, sabotaging their mental activities, providing a low-quality program of education in mathematics, logic, systems design and economics, and discouraging technical creativity. 2, engaging their emotions, increasing their self-indulgence and their indulgence in emotional and physical activities by A, unrelenting emotional affrontations and attacks, brackets mental and emotional rape, by way of a constant barrage of sex, violence and wars in the media, especially the TV and the newspapers. B, giving them what they desire, in excess, junk food for thought, and depriving them of what they really need. 3, rewriting history and law and subjecting public opinion to the deviant creation, which I take to mean don't tell them who they really are, thus being able to shift their thinking from personal needs to highly fabricated outside priorities. These preclude their interest in and discovery of the silent weapons of social automation technology. The general rule, it says, is that there is profit in confusion. The more confusion, the more profit. Therefore, the best approach is to create problems and then offer solutions. Diversion summary. Media. Keep the adult public attention diverted away from real social issues and captivated by matters of no real importance. Does that describe our media today or what? Schools. Keep the young public ignorant of real mathematics, real economics, real law, and real history. Entertainment. Keep the public entertainment below a 6th grade level. Work. Keep the public busy, 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 with no time to think, back on the farm with the other animals.
Stop the warning now! Close the planet! Free our ass!
Come on, you want to take Google Earth to the Synagogue of Satan? All you gotta do is type in Washington, D.C. Go right there to the Washington Monument, and then back up a little bit, and we're gonna go to the Lincoln Memorial. It's gonna be right here. It's a temple, and it says that people put their back against the temple, and then face due east, and then you'll see the Washington Monument right there. Of course, that's a big obelisk. It says facing the rising sun. I think that's 666 all over. There's that triangle right there. That's on the back of the $1 bill, and this is all next on the trumpet. The number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Lincoln's staring straight at the first 666 I'm going to show you. The Washington Monument is 555 feet tall. And if you take that, 555 times 12 inches, there's the number. If you remember at the beginning of the video, there was a big triangle right there behind the Washington Monument. And if you use the measuring tool and you put the tip of it right there at the bottom of the pyramid, you'll see that same number come up again right there. The pyramid is just like the one on the back of the $1 bill. And if you count the lines of the streets to go through that particular piece of pyramid, I mean, you do know this stuff's all over the internet. Synagogue of Satan, Star of Renaissance. 6,660 feet is the underground entrance to the Capitol. So at the other end of the Capitol, where the pyramid and the obelisk are, is a Lincoln Memorial, which is a temple, and it faces east. And I'm going to tell you all about that in just a minute, but if you click on that little blue ellipse right there and scroll around a little bit, you can see right inside the temple, and there's Lincoln sitting in the chair with his back to the temple. It says temple right there. Lincoln has his back to the temple, facing east. This is the book of Ezekiel in the Old Testament. Men with their backs towards the temple, facing towards the east, and they worship the sun towards the east. That's into the temple right there. And that obelisk is exactly what he's facing east. This has got stonemason / Freemason written all over it. Washington's stonemason ponytail with his back to God. That's because Washington thought he was super special. You know it's painted right there on the dome of the Capitol. Washington ascending into heaven as a god. Washington ascending into the heavens. I am a 33rd degree Mason, and I'm going to heaven. One of the greatest abominations pointed out in the Bible is when men had their back to the temple, facing east, worshiping towards the rising sun. Turning your back on the temple, just like turning your back on God. Bro, you got all these people shaking their heads down here.
Can I be honest with you? I'm tired. Can I just be very real with you? I'm gonna be very real with you, okay? You might be like, ew. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm tired. I'm tired of everything I thought that was good in this country growing up not being what it actually is. I'm tired of everything not being what it was told to me to be. I'm tired of the fact that I served in the military, okay? I went overseas, I protected the poppy fields in Afghanistan, and guess what? That's all I was really there for. I wasn't there for any type of real patriotic anything. I was there to subjugate a Middle Eastern country, probably on the behest of another Middle Eastern country that starts with the letter I. I'm tired of finding out everything about my food has been a lie to me. I'm tired of figuring out everything about our government has been a lie. I'm tired of figuring out that sports, something that I love at the professional level, is just a giant circus. They just want you to bet. They just want you to drink. They just want you to spend money. I'm tired of every single moment of my life being treated like it's just like I'm a walking for them. Every moment I'm being marketed to. Every moment my data is being utilized so that ads can be more perfect to give a higher likelihood that maybe I will purchase now or in the future. I hate that everything's becoming a subscription. I hate that the tech bros are slowly winning and turning this into a tech surveillance state. I'm tired that everything politically is so divided that no one can even talk about it without getting angry. I'm tired that we can't make any progress. I'm tired that we can't get on the same page. I'm tired that we've seen everything happen since the Epstein list. We have plenty of reason to do something about this as a people, and nothing has happened, myself included. I'm tired of not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, guys. I'm tired of not being able to come on here and tell you, look, housing prices are going to come down to X because of Y. Hey, they created this new affordable product here to help people to be able to travel, and they're going to take care of this, that, and the third. Or, hey, they actually fix wages. You're going to be able to work hard and make good money and make a lifestyle for you here in America. It's only going to take 3 years. Here's the plan. Like, I wish they had that. I wish there was legislation that was coming out about term limits, age limits, insider trading, getting corporate and federal, or corporate and country... corporate and foreign, lobbying out of our Congress. I wish to God I could get on here and tell you that they destabilized the carried interest loophole, that 20 and 2 is gone for private equity. I wish I could tell you that they reinstated Glass-Steagall, that they got rid of this 2004 margin rule change, the Citizens United has been overturned. I wish I could tell you these things. And we know that they need to be done. We know that the greedflation, because of unfettered corporate spend and greed since COVID, led us to a world where this K-shaped economy feels like the bottom shape of the K is dying financially. And the top side of the 10, the top 10% of the economy that's doing good since COVID, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people, by the way. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a Nepo baby. I earned it, but like, I'm one of those people. I can still see those people struggling, though. I'm still trying to do what I can to help that person. I don't do enough. I can do more. I can volunteer more, like a food bank. I can get more involved in my local community, local politics, local boards. I can do more. We can all do more to help our fellow man. But why is it we're watching our fellow man have the rug pulled out from under them? We're yelling that the rug has been pulled out from under them, and everyone's like, why are you being so political? I just want people to be able to survive, eat food, and have a shelter. I don't want people to go bankrupt because of a hospital bill. I don't want someone to have to work 3 jobs to get by. I don't want a single mom to think it's impossible. I don't want 12% of under 30-year-olds to not be married or have a kid. I don't want everyone to just rent something to be happy. That's not fun. Having a garden is fun. Being able to play with your kids in the backyard is fun. Painting your house pink if you want is fun. Okay? I want us to be able to have fun in our life. I want us to be able to live this life and enjoy this life and love the people around us and bring up real community and have real friends and have real connections and not be socially distanced and not be just kept behind these screens all the time. I want to connect. I know you want that, maybe too. I want my family and my daughter to walk into a labor market that is controlled by robots and AI running around everywhere shooting lasers. Like, I don't want this future lily pad sort of economic totalitarianism that we are on. We are on a path where they will continue to divide us between blue and red until they have all the green. That's the path we are on. I'm tired of finding out everything connects back to Israel. I'm tired of finding out that we're not ever going to get anything more on the Epstein files. I'm tired of learning that they know exactly what's going on in our economy and they fail to do anything about it. I hate the fact that the next time our economy wobbles, they're just going to bail out banks and print money. I hate it. I hate it all the way down to the founding of the country. There's so much that is corrupt and it just institutionally bad. And we're seeing it now in real time, maybe because of social media and the internet. Maybe just because of social media and the internet, because since the central banking epidemic that happened from 1907 to 1913 that led into the Great New Deal, the Bretton Woods Agreement, the Nixon shock, and then getting into, you have the Powell Memo and the Fair Credit Act Union and around that time, and then you have Reaganomics, and you have NAFTA, and then you have Glass-Steagall, and all the way up to the 2008 housing crash, Citizens United, like, walking through all of it, it's like, wow, we've really been on this path of totalitarianism for some time, and now it's like we're realizing it. Now it's like we're finally seeing it come to light. We want to stop it. We don't know how. I'm not saying I have the solution, but man, I get tired of watching day by day people get just a fire under their butt, where we need to make change, only to see that change not come to fruition. Only to see that group that they were a part of fall apart. Only to see the energy dilapidate from what was originally something that was very strong. And I think there's a lot of energy right now that is sitting as stagnant energy in this country that could be turned into kinetic energy if we move together as one. If we started to grow together, if we started to come together with ideas, with movements, with ways that we can actually just connect at a human level and understand at a human level that we can do better for each other as humans. And I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. Let me pray for you. Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity to have this piece of technology in front of us. I don't even understand how it works. I don't get Bluetooth. Lord, I pray for peace that surpasses all understanding upon everybody that hears my voice, whether or not they believe in you or not, believe in another God or not. I just pray that they can feel that peace in their body, the anxiety struck from them, the stress taken away from them. I thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to speak together today. I thank you for the love that you'll put into this person's life. I thank you for the transparency and justice you're going to bring for those that deserve it. I thank you, Lord, that you're protecting those that are belittled and marginalized by these evil, corrupt figures. And Lord, I pray you bring justice, hell, and brimstone down on the evil individuals that cover up, conspire, and corrupt our great country, Lord. Thank you for giving us this time on this earth, and let us use it responsibly in your name. Amen. My hair looks crazy. Don't do drugs.
If Wells Fargo's goes through with this, we are cooked. This is like the most dystopian thing I have ever heard. They have a patent called Stardust. Stardust is a technology that deploys sensory particles in the air all around you that you can't see, but it will collect your biometrics. So it will record your heart rate, your temperature, audio, facial features, basically taking a picture or more. Then they will send that to a database where they will then verify it. And if you're verified through the database, you can now access your account. You don't have to put in your password or your passcode. How fun. The patent is real. You're looking at it right now. Look at the date on the top. Cars are even going to be rolling this out too. I think in like 2027, where if they detect you drink too much, or if you're not alert enough, whatever that means, your car just won't start. Remember, you guys, this stuff can't keep rolling out if we just don't comply.
Believe me on this one. This is what happened. I accidentally threw a piece of this out with me and my grandson, right? So this is what I'm going to do. Nestle, sandwiches, vanilla. I got them at the dollar store. Hold on. I'm going to open this. Okay. I just opened it, okay? Here's what happened. Now, watch this. My grill is at, what is that, 200, almost 250, 240, whatever it is, okay? I ain't done yet. Let it get hot. Let it get a little hot. Now remember, the ice cream, I just took it out. Get the ice cream, put it on the grill. I'm gonna grill some ice cream right now. This stuff is not melting at all. It's cooking. This is ice cream I gave my grandson. If I did not throw part of this away, and 2 days later I come out and it's still there and the ants were eating it, look at this. It's not even melting. And again, hold on, let me close it. It's on the grill. The grill is lit. Y'all can see the fire. Temperature's climbing. It's hot outside. There we go. Look. It's burning. That's about it. So you want some fried ice cream? That's the way to do it right there. I cannot believe it's not melting. It's just cooking. What is our government giving? Letting us eat? Like, I can't believe this stuff. Ice cream. Right there. I see it with my own eyes. That should have melted already. I know y'all see the fire. I did it with a lighter, same thing. That is nuts. Let's turn it over, see what we got. It's like marshmallow.
Your peripheral nervous system has a literal remote control on it. You know what a remote control is? See that little thing there? This right here? Electro-optical. Welcome to your nervous system, human. How come they won't tell you that they have the ability to log in? Melania talked about it with all the students that they're going to use it on with all the software 6 months ago. Companies were there at the White House. Keep them stupid. Don't tell them that we have them by their nerves. Make them afraid of nanobots. No nano.gov. Make our own young people commit the Mao Revolution on the United States. All the old people are screaming, aliens and Jesus are dumb as a post. When it comes to what CMS Medicare is doing right now today, 6 months ago in Congress, burned down the fax machine. The adults in this country, no idea. We're waiting on Jesus and aliens, courtesy of General Flynn and Alex Jones. Those are the same groups of people who pulled January 6th, aren't you? Looking the other way, helping others get set up, big old fight that was now etched into human history as real, even though it was all pre-planned. Oh, we're gonna. Nope. No, you are not. So, since this is what everybody's still doing, I advise every single one of you that wants to save your own posterior, work with the people you love, and have a real shot at surviving electronic, electro-optical, acoustic-optical warfare, get the PDF, start working with your own anatomy, and the systems that they're using. It is possible, but you gotta get honest. You can't keep telling people ghost stories. And I don't think they want to do that. I think they very much want to continue to play with people, harvest their energy. Got more white papers coming with that. And that's not going to change. This is truly where I'm at, because we've had so long now. For any of them that could have said something, we can come together. They don't want that. If they wanted to come together, they would have told everyone, here's your biology back, here are the options we have, or here's access to your own W-band data, which we do not have. They don't even admit that they're doing it. Okay? But it's always for our good, and they love you. They have to tell people what they're doing. They are not. So that means it's on us to tell one another. Welcome to the Synergy community.
The biggest spying device maybe in your house is your television set. It is taking photos. It is taking images of the screen like 30 times a minute, maybe even more. It's listening to what you're listening to. You agree, Jim, right? The TV is a spying nightmare.
Yeah, that ACR is terrifying, and people have no idea what's going on. And basically, it's where your TV, you opted in. You don't know you opted in, but you opted in to where the manufacturer of that TV is allowed to collect a ton of data. And as Jeff mentioned, the one that's the most creepy is screen grabs of what you're watching. And not just what you're watching when you're like watching the network TV. Let's say you have a laptop and you're streaming, I don't know, you have a little freaky deaky with your wife one night, you decide you're going to watch it together and see how you look on camera. And now that's doing screen grabs and sending those back to the manufacturer.
Anything you have plugged into your TV, anything on the screen is now their business. What's happening inside of your house. I just bought an LG TV, and I actually wanted to see the privacy policy notice, you know, like where all the legal language, the 20 pages of what they can do. This is crazy. I recorded myself doing it. So guys watching this, this is all the stuff they're taking from your house on your TV. Okay, so this is my personal TV. I've hit settings, and now I'm in privacy and terms. I want to show you literally how crazy this is. So I'm hitting it. It's loading. I'm doing this in real time to show you what you're going to deal with. So you come over here to user agreements, right? So it's going to load up again. Wait for the user agreements. Look at all this. Terms of use, privacy policy, viewing information agreement, voice information agreement, interest-based cross-device advertising agreement. It goes on and on. What we're interested in is this one right over here, this viewer information agreement. So look at all of this. Look at all of this writing. It's actually pretty insane. Now, I'm going to read to you a couple of these things. So device information about your smart media product might connect to it, and everything that they connect to it, including external devices like a set-top box, remote control, DVD, Bluetooth player. All of that can be sent there. And not just that, look what they write. Your IP address, device type, device ID, in some circumstances, a truncated MAC address, chipset version, all this stuff that they're going to share. What is automatic content recognition? That ACR we've been telling you about, it tells you everything and how they send everything back from set-top boxes to gaming consoles, media players, over-the-air broadcast, other audio-visual sources connected to your device. That includes you casting your phone on this. If you have personal videos playing on this, they're telling you, we're going to use that too. So it goes, look, I just want to show you this legal language. It just goes on and on. How are we going to use it? Well, we're going to send it to our other service providers, right? Look, they purposely make this such a legal document. It's like a defense attorney in a court case. Overload them with discovery so they take nothing out of it. And that's all of this. This is where it is in your privacy section. But sit back. It's going to take you a while to read this. It's crazy. And Jim, they've made it now so you can't use these devices without saying yes.
That's the worst part, is they go, okay, well, I'm just going to go and say no, decline. And then it says, oh, well, if you're going to do that, a whole bunch of the functionality will no longer work. So, sorry, all that stuff you thought that was going to be cool to be able to do with your TV, all that's turned off now because you disabled ACR.
It's such BS, but there is a way to opt out of a bunch of it while keeping functionality on your TV. Now, every brand is a little different, but I did want to show you on my LG, and every TV is sort of similar to this. I wanted to walk you through step-by-step how to opt out of your TV spying on you. So let's roll that tape. I recorded myself doing it for you. Okay, here's how to shut it off. Again, my personal LG TV. You go into privacy and terms like that. Then, instead of going there into the user agreements, you're going to come here on your LG. Do not sell my personal information. You can see mine is actually toggled off. It default comes where they can send your personal information. You have to toggle this on for do not sell. So actually my TV, which I just got a few weeks ago, has been sending it. So I'm going to toggle that on. So they can't do that. Then you come here to advertisement. Okay. You have to reset your ID. I want to limit AD tracking. I'm going to toggle that on as well. Okay. Then let me come back out again. App permit. Oh, delete my personal information. This one I want you to go to as well. We're going to go into that. Delete viewing information. Delete. Delete request. They make it hard. Look how hard they make it, right? I'm going to do that. That's deleted. And then go into each one of these. Delete voice information. Delete voice ID. And then I believe there's one more. We did advertisement. Let me just do app permissions. See what that is. Yep. You can make sure that it's not monitoring the camera on the TV, the microphone. You want to make sure all of this is set. That's how you do it on an LG. And I'm actually glad I just did it. And by the way, did you notice it said nearby devices as well? I mean, this thing can connect to nearby devices.
Yeah, that'd be through Bluetooth, yeah. And yours, you said they make it really difficult. As I was watching, I was thinking, wow, LG's actually made it relatively easy. That's easy compared to some of the TVs that are even more difficult. Yeah, it's wild how hard, because they don't want you to do that. Right now, over 100 million TVs have ACR turned on right now. So that's gives you an idea of nobody knows this out there.
And the amount of data they're collecting on us. So final word, Jim, for our appliances, and by the way, one thing, when you look up your toaster oven, your fridge, your TV set, you're getting onto your home network. You're giving the hackers another bite at the apple, right? Aside from the company spying on us, all they have to do is get into one to get into your home network. It's not like your toaster oven has its own network. Once they're in your toaster, they're in your entire home network. What can you do with that, Jim? What kind of havoc could you wreak in my house?
Well, I mean, once you're in, everybody always says, like getting in is the hard part. Once you're on, because people don't keep up with patches. So if you're on a local network, you're bound to find other things that haven't been patched properly, and then you exploit those, and you can spread very rapidly throughout all of the systems. So it's always the hard part, getting on the network to begin with. One simple thing though, and most people don't ever realize, when you get a new, Wi-Fi access point for your house, you get whatever that Wi-Fi is, they always have a guest network. All newer devices do. Put all of these things on the guest network, and then put all your personal PCs on your regular network. So that way your computers and stuff when you're doing online banking and all of that is on your laptop. That's on its own network. And guest, that's for all your internet things. That's your TV and your toaster and your refrigerator. Put those all on the guest network. And that way they truly do have a segment between them.
Well, that's great advice. Awesome. Jim, thank you so much, man. Always appreciate it, and for scaring the hell out of us as always.
You bet, man. Have a great day.
Thank God you use your talents for good. Have a good one. And by the way, make sure to call the Rossen Reports brand new Rossen Reports helpline. If you've been victim of a scam, if you've noticed a scam out there, if you're having an issue that you want our help with, or you have a question for me that you'd like me to help you out and you want my advice, call the number at the bottom of your screen, 866-9-ROSSEN. 866-9-ROSSEN. Try to keep your voicemails to a minute or less, and we'll give you a call back, and we'll try to help you out as much as possible. By the way, I did a deeper dive into the fact that your TV is spying on you, including a step-by-step of how to opt out of every single, all the big brands at least, the major ones. Check that video out on my YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.
told you before what I feel about flock cameras. This is the only one I've ever seen in person that I like. If you ever find one like this that seems to have fallen over with the wind, it's got tracking devices in it. So.
That is shocking. Shocking. I want you to listen to this. Let me take you through it.
Yeah. Well, one side recommendation I have is don't worry about squirreling money away for retirement in 10 or 20 years. It won't matter.
No.
It's okay.
Either we're not going to be here, or
it just
Stop. Only Elon Musk can just say something like that and then just move on. Yeah, don't save for retirement. It's not going to matter. Oh, okay. Now listen to the rest. Go ahead.
To save for retirement. If any of the things that we've said are true, saving for retirement will be irrelevant.
the services will be there to support you. You'll have the home. You'll have the healthcare. You'll have the entertainment.
The way this unfolds is fundamentally impossible to predict because of self-improvement of the AI and the accelerating timeline.
It's called singularity for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what happens after the event horizon.
Exactly. You can never see past the black hole or the event horizon, the late cone.
I mean, Ray has a singularity out way too far. I mean, this is like the next. What's your timeline for this?
We're in the singularity.
Well, we are in the singularity for sure. We're in the midst of it right now for sure. And
we're in this beautiful sweet spot, which is
we're the roller coasters. We're just
exactly. That's a great analogy. It's like that feeling.
You're at the top of the roller coaster and you're about to go.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of G's when you hit it.
It's like I feel like I don't have to have courtside seats. I'm on the court.
Exactly.
And it still blows my mind. Sometimes multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So just when I think I'm like, wow, and then it's like 2 days later, more wow.
Yeah. Exponential wow.
Yeah, I think we'll hit AGI next year in 2026.
You got that? I mean, did you hear that? I think we're going to hit AGI next year in 27. AGI is artificial general intelligence. That means the computer, the AI system, is smarter at everything than any human is. It is better at name the topic than the best human you can find. And it can do everything that a human can do better than a human. It's not super intelligence. It's just better than humans on everything. He thinks we're going to hit that. Some people said we were not going to even, there was not a chance. 10 years ago, people said we'd never even get to there. We'll never get there. We'll never get there. He's saying we're going to hit it next year. I believe we are going to hit it. I think there's a chance we hit, the world is going to be different by 2028. It's just going to be different by 2028. And we have got to prepare for this. So our last caller was saying, Smoot-Hawley, you can use tariffs to protect. There is a conversation that we have to have right now. We have to have, because of artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, entire categories of work dissolving quickly, not in a generation, maybe not even in a decade, maybe in the next few years. Factory workers first. I reached out to Elon Musk and said, for my museum, I want one of the first Tesla robots for the museum. I want to keep it in the box and keep it in the museum, the first mainstream robot. You know what he said? All of the robots for the first, I think he said 2 years. He may have said 1.
So the technological singularity has to do primarily with the technology of the 5G towers, which have been upgraded to 6G terahertz, which is 1,000 times more powerful than 5G waves. We now have millimeter waves under 6G terahertz. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Then we have NATO airplanes dumping smart dust particulates, biosensors full of graphene, aluminum, titanium, lithium, strontium, barium, etc., arsenic poison, probably. Anyway, they've been dumping that like every 10 minutes, 16 hours a day, everywhere in the world for 2 years now. And previously, they were dumping it at a slower pace. That's 7G technology. In other words, it's still the 6G terahertz electronic energy, but now that energy is bouncing off all the air pollution, all the particulates in the sky, and it's bouncing off all the bunny rabbits and squirrels and birds and bees. The bees are all augmented now with the smart dust. All the humans are out there running and cycling and getting out and hiking up Half Dome in Yosemite Park and going to see what's left of Glacier National Park. There are no glaciers in Glacier National Park. If you didn't know, that's Glacier National Park minus the glaciers. But if you're out there getting exercise and feeling good about yourself, just know you're polluting the heck out of your skin, your eyes, your breathable air, your lungs are ingesting all of these nanoparticulates, which include biosensors, which hook you up to the cloud, which hook you up to each other, and turn you into a human antenna. And God forbid, if you're vaccinated and boosted, or you get a flu shot, or you go to the dentist a lot and get lidocaine injections, you are aglow. You are aglow with radio frequency. But my point is that whatever radio frequency weapons we had 5 years ago are greatly enhanced by the air pollution and the weather warfare, because not only can the pollution particulates in our sky that linger for days, not only are those particulates capable of trace tracking and targeting humans in zip codes, they also can modify the weather. They can make a cold day colder.
Everyone comfy back there?
Yes, all good here. We're playing with the dog.
All right, let's find some music.
Good idea.
Adrenochrome. That's not true. It's C9H9NO3. This is a
chemical compound that is absolutely, this has been around in modern science since the 1930s. You can actually, there's a synthetic form and there's a regular, natural form, which is caused by torturing little kids to get their adrenaline up, essentially, and then extracting it from them. When you sit and so I brought this up a few years ago, and all of a sudden I was attacked by every media. Look it up. It's there. They absolutely went after me. And the next day, I never heard from my agency for 14 months. My lawyers let me go. My agency never called me after that, and essentially I was done.
Are convicted in their belief. And so, to Jack's point about using some of the lie detection technology, particularly for eyewitnesses, not only can we put information in without blowing up your brain, we can put it in and then you can believe it so sincerely that the problem is you can testify to that effect. And in fact, we've seen this in a number of ways. The police were doing lineups where the suggestibility of the information was so strong that people would later identify a person that they'd seen. For example, you show a picture lineup and only one person has on a jacket and nobody.
But everything that we were told in fear, remember, face masks? C.R. McIntosh published a study that said cloth face masks increase your risk of influenza-like illness. And that was a published study before any of this happened. Remdesivir was known to be 53% deadly in 2018, published. Lipid nanoparticles were known to be lethal in 2014 and 2016, published. We actually knew that the intent of the conspirators of this particular medical racketeering mafia exercise actually already had planned to kill people on September 18th, 2019. We had all of this before patient 1 had to die. If we are serious, we will realize that under Section 802 of the Patriot Act, this was an act of domestic terrorism, and I should be sitting in Oklahoma City to say this. This is a city that understood the scourge of domestic terrorism, and this is a city that should reclaim its brand as a place to say never again. Because if we're serious about preventing these and other crimes, then let's brand Oklahoma City as the place where we do not tolerate domestic terrorism, whether that's done at the hand of a bomber or at the hand of a lab coat. Because instilling fear is the fundamental and root cause of the cancer that destroys everything that we stand for about liberty, everything that we stand for about being citizens of this great country. And I would expect that I should be no other place in Oklahoma City to say, let's stand again.
Wireless radiation entering our homes and bodies. It's an assault, it's a rape, it's a crime. We're being radiated 24/7. We do not consent. Antennas everywhere, spreading death in our homes and bodies. It's an assault, it's a rape, it's a crime. We're being radiated 24/7. We do not consent. Everyone holds a mobile. Every neighbor has Wi-Fi, spreading death in our homes and bodies. It's an assault, it's a rape, it's a crime. We're being radiated 24/7. We do not consent. Wireless has the perfect crime. You buy the smartphone. You pay your phone plan. You always pay your healthcare fees. Your family's alone to get rid of your corpse. Radiated. 24/7. 24/7. We do not consent.
The solution. Every study published in the last 5 years, when you look at vaccine refusers, I'm not talking about, well, hesitants, most of them we can talk into coming to terms, but refusers. We'll just get rid of all the whites in the United States because Houston is the most diverse city in the entire United States. There's 7 Asian languages spoken.
And have you seen any other vaccine that was put out for the public that skipped the animal test? Never before, especially for children. And as what I've read, they actually started the animal test, and because the animals were dying, they stopped the test. Right. Folks, I think that's important to understand there, that what we're talking about is the American people are now the guinea pigs. This is the test program that's going on. They didn't do the human testing, and they stopped the animal test because the animals were dying, and then they turned it out for the public. And we are now looking at businesses that want to mandate that this experimental vaccine be given to people as a condition of their employment. And yet we have this death count that can...
Just take a look here at all the creepy activity going on in the atmosphere over Ireland and the UK. Just look at the mess out in the Atlantic Ocean here. I don't know whether these are chemtrails or ship tracks, but whatever they are, they have been there for days and days, like 3 days. And they seem to be the same ones. We're going back to last night now, Saturday night. and into yesterday, back to yesterday. They seem to be the same trails or tracks there all that time. Just bizarre. I've never seen poison to linger in the atmosphere for so long. Just look at this. We're going back to Friday now and it's still there. So Friday is when they started being sprayed. Here we are on Sunday. It's Saturday. And then today, Sunday. The same poison. Just so bizarre. It's just so creepy. Just circulating from the Atlantic around Ireland and the UK and back around again. Just poison swirling around, blocking our sun, poisoning all life. Just crazy. And look at all the microwave activity going on, interacting with all that poison, steering it around. Just look. All these frequency ripples or scalar waves all remaining stationary over the landmass as the poison sweeps across Ireland and the UK. Very noticeable here in Northern England. Yeah. Anyhow, there we go. And people are asking me all the time, why are Ireland and the UK always targeted so heavily? I really don't know, but we are the most...
Come on, man. Come on.